Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here. Welcome to another Dawson's Top 5. Let's face him better towards the camera. This is my top 5 things I don't want to see out of the Hasbro Power Rangers era. The sequel to the things I do want to see out of it. Makes sense. Third video, things I might want to see. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So, number 5. I don't want to see any bad toys. That seems really obvious. A lot of this stuff's going to be obvious stuff. But, I mean, I mentioned in my video for things I want to see, I know we're not going to have all winners. Not every toy is going to be a Pulitzer. Can they even win those? I'm just trying to think of an award. Golden Globe, Dundee winner toys. But I don't want to see something like, I think my core point of this is I don't want to see something like the bike figures we got during the Neo Saban era, because those were such an embarrassment. Maybe it was just me, but I was like, how can they even let this out the door where anybody, like whether it's kids or collectors or just casual people in the toy aisle looking for something else, see them and let that be seen and associated with it, and having this unpainted, you know, piece of junk on the shelf. And even though we're going to have some stinkers, I would love to not see anything on that level that I think is an embarrassment to the toy line and to the franchise in general. Number 4, as pertaining to the show, I don't want to see any forced holiday specials. I think this is one of the few things that actually does have to do with Nick to a level. There's a lot of things that I think people blame Nick for that's not necessarily their fault. I don't know why I went Scooby-Doo there, but, you know, but I think that is one thing that's mandated by them. I'm not sure, but whoever is mandating it, whether it's Nick or Saban or Hasbro or Chuck, whoever it is, I don't think it's necessary. I get the idea of wanting to do it, but I would rather see them just make sure an episode that's going to air around Halloween or Christmas is sort of holiday vibed. If you can come up with a plot that uses the holiday somehow, cool. That's awesome. But if not, I don't think there's anything wrong with just having an episode that really has nothing to do with the holiday, but like you can tell the holiday's happening in the background, and maybe you bookend it with like, oh hey, you know, I'm gonna take my little brother trick-or-treating, and then like after they defeat the monster of the week, you see all the Rangers taking their siblings or, you know, volunteering trick-or-treating, or Christmas, same thing, you know. Finish the conflict of the week, end of the episode, you have all the Rangers, you know, eating Christmas dinner or exchanging presents or, you know, spending time with relatives or something. I don't think you have to make a plot around it, and you don't have to make a clip show about it. I'm tired of the clip shows. I think that makes it even worse. They've gotten a bit better at it in the last 3-4 years, where it's still a clip show, but it's not just a clip show. Like the early Samurai ones were straight up them just sitting around clip showing it up. But the newer ones, even though they're not all great, like in Ninja Steel and Dino Charge, they at least had more of a narrative going on. But I just don't think you need to force it. I think that's a waste of a whole episode. And if it's a budget thing, I think you could try to make an episode that's like lower budget, but it's still an episode that's contributing. I think it's just forced and a waste of time, and I'd like to see them either do away with it completely, or like I said with those ideas at the beginning, just amend it, you know? Number 3. If we're going to continue doing 2-part seasons, no super naming. I've talked about this a ton, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but I really don't necessarily have a problem with them doing a second season, or the way that the episodes come out. That doesn't bother me too much, especially with the way some other kids' TV is just randomly aired. Like, they'll be like, oh, here's 3 episodes, and it's going off the air for 7 months, and then 3 more, and then the other 3 are going to air last Thursday in 2015. And it's like completely random. I'm thankful for a consistent schedule. My point is, don't name them Super anymore. I can't even believe that for the entirety of the Neo Saban era, they called them all Super. That actually happened. They got away with it, guys. Just, it could be anything. You could, you know, have a different first name. I've mentioned this before also, but I'd rather see them do something like create a secondary title, like when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., again, I use this example, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Ghost Rider. Lots of series will do that. Not even kids shows will do that to make an arc exciting. Gotham has done that the last few seasons, you know, like Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight, remember the Dark Knight's in this. Like, that's what they keep doing. So, something like that can give you new toy packaging, it can give new excitement of like, oh man, this is a new season, but you don't gotta change the actual name of the Ranger team to do that. Tons of ways to accomplish that. even if they have to change the name of the team, just don't make it Super again. Just please Ultra. Number 2, I don't want to see too much MMPR. This is basically the other side of a point I made in my want to see video, but I don't want to see MMPR becoming the only thing. I don't want them to see, I don't want them to see them fall into the same patterns that Saban did, where it's MMPR or nothing. Like, you know that old, it's Nerf or nothing, but it's MMPR or nothing. Like, it gets exhausting for us, you know, the only thing to buy is MMPR, the only thing in your face is MMPR. It kind of reinforces that MMPR nothing attitude amongst the casual fans. It makes it, I think, difficult, if not done right, to bring in those fans that just see of it as stupid nostalgia trash, you know, and then they're just right because nothing else is being done with it. And it makes it difficult as a fan, too, to sort of, I don't want to say convince people, because I really don't care if I can get somebody into Power Rangers. Like, I'm not trying to be validated by getting someone to watch it, but it's nice to be able to get someone to understand that it's cool, you know, or why you think it's cool. And it's like hitting your head against a brick wall trying to explain to them things you like about it, and they're like, oh yeah, MMPR, Tommy, Jason, and it's like, okay, bye, you know, we're done. But I think that there's a way to balance it. I talked about that in the other video, but I just don't want to see that becoming the only thing. I understand it's the most iconic one. Again, unfortunately, Saban failed to create another even close to recognizable version for the general public. So I'm totally fine with them using it a lot because it's going to be the most marketable, good transition point, but just don't let it become your only thing. Number 1, I don't want to see, well, this is like 1A and 1B, but I don't want to see it become stagnant or canceled. I mean, canceled obviously is an obvious one. I don't want to see Power Rangers end. I think where, you know, where it exists, there's possibility. Where there's life, there's possibility. But I don't want to see it become stagnant either. From Samurai to just recently with Super Ninja Steel, we were faced with this really stagnant area. Again, since this is a sequel, you have to know the mythology. I brought this up in my wants video, but I think that Saban did have aspirations. I didn't think they bought it and were like, whatever. But I think they bought it and they had genuine goals. But I think over time, as they sort of became complacent, as some of the things didn't work out, such as the movie, they were just sort of fine with the status quo. And it became very stagnant and very formulaic. I mean, Power Rangers in general is formulaic, but just, not just the show, but the whole machine of it, of the Neo Saban era. It was like this slow formula, this slog we had to get through for 1-2 years, and it was like being in purgatory in a way, it felt, as a fan. And I've said this before, but I'm still surprised about the Hasbro era with Go Busters. And before we got that announcement, I was ready to just continue to serve this sentence of the same formula, the same writing, the same everything, for at least a few more years before something happened one way or the other. But I don't want to see that happen to Hasbro. I want to see them always trying to evolve it, even if it's a little bit at a time. Just don't let it become so stagnant like Neo Saban did. It was disheartening in general because I feel like it never took off. But it's also clear when you see some stuff that they did have genuine aspirations, but after they didn't take off, they just kind of let it be. And I want to see Hasbro find a good place to it, even if it doesn't go into the stratosphere. You know, just the sphere below that. I don't know, fears. Just the game sphere. It's spherical! Spherical! Anyway, that's my list. As always, let me know what you guys don't want to see out of this era. You know, let me know what you do want to see too. That could have gone either way for each video, but just feedback and conversations on these videos are always fun. Mostly. You know, no, but they're fun. But anyway, until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a bunch. And climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for all my videos, because why would subscribing be enough? Seriously, you gotta make it a complicated 2-step process. Anyway, until next time, Dawson Rider, signing out.